I want to continue where we left off from last week. I want to clarify, where's the Chemi? Chemi is not in? Okay, because the Chemi was busy regarding the names, the Indian of names, calling by the person. I think overall, of the Nikida. I think that when you have, especially when you have Goyish workers, it's nicht mal a first name or not. I'm thinking, there's no, in other words, you could be Michael and such things if you can. If it's a complicated, it's nicht gefährlich. But where it is this Nagaya, is, you have sometimes people come for Shabbos. You have friends, two families are friends. Dort, when you start calling a first name basis, dort is a Zayra Dinjadig Zach. Dort is Mamash, this is Mamash and a Zakir Vadas, you know. Or, a thing which is Bechal important, you'll all have children on Shlichas. A lot of problems is when the girls go on Shlichas to a Shlich. And she's alone, and she's under a Shlich. And sometimes there's other elements which, Mekeruvim, which drain sich out arim. And over there, once it starts getting on a first name basis, it's a red flag. So, again, what I want to say, as if a person has a business, and in the business, arbeitet with the first name, mekenas harupschlingen nach. But when, it's more business oriented, so to speak. Kotschig nochmal, tuvul bruche, even if you can. But when it comes other than business related, friends, family friends, or your wife's friends, so they mean a Sachen, is a personal first name, means a lot. It means a connection. In Mamaila is a Sache was that you shouldn't be lenient. That was man sich. Yeah.
Let's say you have a couple of people over, and they all have the same last name. You can't say. So how do you ask them to pass this out?
The what?
They all have the same last
name. Have a couple of the same last name. You can't say this is this. Because everyone's going to love it and no one's going to not.
But the guy who is the closest to the seltzer will send it. What? Both together is better. You're bringing up interesting stuff. But again, a person which doesn't wants to be, gets chanaitz of the Sachen. Again, I assume a lot of people over here are marketed on this before this year. So basically, could you please pass the seltzer? Could you please, Mrs. Dus Junior, Mrs. Dus Edith Senior? They realize, Weistach is. It's nicht so, man bald sehen wegen passing. Man geht bald mit der Aluche. Wegen Stammsches Bishu, we'll get to this. It's nicht so, push it bechlal. Passing a seltzer is eine Sache, but passing other things is nicht so, push it. Mamash Aluche is genug, which we're going to get to it a little bit later. Okay. So again, we were holding of them, shoyl zam shloim isha. Yeah? So again, as we mentioned, you could ask broader things, clueless dige Sachen, but not personal Sachen. So when it comes to personal Sachen, that is not business related, should be off limits. How was your sleep yesterday? Eine von Sachen, was the Posken bringen is, if it's a kala, what did you get from your shwige, from the Chtenister for Purim? Again, this is shown, you go into personal things, which is, there's no business that a worker and a boss or co-workers all who are a relation on a personal level, nor wie sie scheich for business. That's in business. Where a thing which you gotta be more cautious is sometimes waiting for the elevator together, and by many human beings is two people standing together, being quiet, it makes it a little bit uncomfortable. So usually two people, So I want to read Peri dus. Aber a chassidische Ingeman is weiß, dass a male and female they're not friends, and nicht, Is this business related? Einsach, it's not business related. It's just, stay away. Noch a Sache, was the Postum reden, is seine Geier, seine Sachen. Even, this is not only talking, this is also text. Texting, emails, again, whenever it's related to business, it's not more business, again, then business related things you have no issue. As the secretary, and a secretary, yeah, you have, but when it starts sending clips, WhatsApp today's day, yeah, you start sending clips. You got a nice clip, you send it to a coworker, These are the Sachen which you only do friends. It's not, and a formal relation is no such thing. Yeah? Push it. Emojis. Sending an emoji, is put a smiley or the mean Sachen. The Sachen on a level which is, formal level, there's no such thing. So whenever it comes to these things, so again, as I mentioned last week, the problem starts in the Kleinigkeiten. It's only Kleinigkeiten. Aber once you get involved into the Sachen, dann hast du eine Sache, interessante Sachen. So again, I mentioned last week, I want to mention it before, this week again. The Nekitzadvurim is nicht lafke the prutum. The Nekitzadvurim is just to bring the awareness that, be aware, as most of the problems, haben sich in the Kleinigkeiten, in Sachen, wir sind nicht kein working relating, wir sagen, wir sind friendship. Friendship is nicht, a man mit a Frau, haben ich kein friendship, wir sind nicht da Wab. Das ist, das ist eine Kitzadvurim. Compliments. Auch gesagt, der Rabosen redt sehr stark. It says, you want to compliment on her work, what she does, that's fine. Again. But when you start complimenting, on Sachen, which with work related, chrenisch Sachen, you look good. Ich meine, das ist gut gefragt. Das ist off limits, I'm talking about complimenting on things which are office related, Complimenting is, I like how you dealt with how you spoke with the phone on that person. Noch einmal, sie do amol a bus has to compliment a worker. But once you're starting up with these things, wird es friend. In them nicht kein friends. Co-workers are nicht kein friends. Co-workers are co-workers. They work together. In die alle meine Sachen is a perze koirele ganef.
What does it mean? Like, thank you for coming on time. I appreciate you came early.
That's a working relation.
And dealing with a customer.
The what?
I like how you dealt with the customers.
This is auch the working relation. Nein, I like how you handled a gewisse, nicht mit the business. She was angry on a sibling or on a friend and how she, whatever is working related is mukubal. Stu was im gewalt zoeken. What?
Something that's obvious, it's not work related. You got new glasses that you not comment about it. It's like.
Then what? If you're not caring about then you didn't realize or you didn't. Yeah. Okay. And since when do you need to pay attention if she got new glasses? And if she got a new dress, maybe you should compliment on the new dress too. Or on the shoes or on new jewelry. Nachman. There's no business you should compliment there are no glasses. This is exactly what I mean to say. There's friendship. There's a nishkan. And some nishkan friends, Out of work, when it's not working hours, yeah. Das ist auch das was ist eine wichtige Sache in Ushigara Stress. There are some bosses which can call 9 o'clock at night. Even when they come, I feel Sachen was heimen nicht in business Sachen. It's not things which you gotta answer because it's stuck. It's an emergency. But sometimes when a boss starts calling 9 o'clock asking something of the business, is this a red flag? Amul Dafman, that's something else. In Ravosen shop noch mehr, als ich nicht habe gesehen, der F für der Moschtel, wo einem shop. As in such a case, if she's a married wife, so the man take in the message, give over the message. Well, again, also the Zalman Kid, whenever things is on after business hours, in sich werden in housing calls, how you have business hours, but it starts nochmal again. Du sagst what you have to, but du sagst wir kennen, es benaftisch. Be aware, because a lot of things starts from from so Kleinigkeiten, and it develops to a relationship.
Email will make a difference in that?
The what?
With emails at 9 o'clock at night, going back and forth.
Nachman, it's easier then, yeah. What is the easier? Email, she doesn't have to see it, basically. She's a bit anders. But again, once it starts getting emails out of the business hours, is It's funny. It's fun. It's a funny thing. Nochmal, it's do business. The what? The what?
In today's world, it could be normal.
Okay, dem suche ich. Again, Sachen muss es geworden normal in Olam business, then it changes. Also ich habe gesagt früher, gab the first base names. Sachen muss es wird normal, ist ja hat nicht kein Effekt an a person. Kann sein, als Sachen changes sich. So was I'm missing wie, becomes the norm. If it is the norm, okay. Arachmun is coming of the man, but then for such a business that she has to look emails, 9 o'clock at night. Or is she a mother, or is she a career woman? But okay. Aber Thomas ist, weiß, ich habe umgehört am mordige Wort. Ich habe umgehört am mordige Wort von einem von den Schlichen. Sie gab ein Issue mit einem von den Kindern, hat gesagt am mordige Sache. Whenever there is somebody makes mistake, bumps into a female once, okay, wischt man sich up. But when he makes a lot of times mistakes, it's a red flag. Sometimes, when I guy durch, I by mistake bumped around. I gesagt, he had an issue, and he was klappen al chait, as ich bemerkt the red flags, hat er amul gesucht, dass, if you, ich gegeben das amul für die Schliche, man, ich hatte mir gegeben, als ich noch ein Schier, that's the man of the kid, because I'm telling you, I paid a big price for this, for one of my children, as sie one relation, für einer gemacht bumps. Ich meine, das zu bringen, again, this whole thing is no awareness, as sometimes you have to be aware on children. You have to be aware on, as it's alle tatas, some kinder, meilig, es wachsen auf meilig, especially girls who go which live out of town. Schlichem's kinder, they live out of town, they go to Crown Heights in a basement, and they go on schliches for summer, make a schliches, and they go all over. Is an innocent meilig, es do a sach predators, wie man sagt, man darf gappen deine Kinder, aber man muss da moeidige Wort. Whenever a child comes, tells you that, 2-3 times, as jener hat beim Mistake gebombt, jener ist zu wissen, there's a problem, take her out from that schliches. Nochmal, es sind Sachen, was Awareness, wo sich so gehen, Sachen, wo es gehört, oder Sachen, wo es gesitzt mit Menschen, so, I feel, als man darf es herubringen, just keep your eyes, those. Zumindest kann man luchen. Okay. Now let's go to the next luchen. So luchen sich nur, simch auf alf sif khas, osel shtamash beisha. So osel shtamash beisha. Bein gedoyle bein ktana, no difference how old, and as I mentioned last week, the Rambam puts in a Parashat Mishnayos, mi bas gimel shunim v'yom echad. From gimel shunim v'yom echad, is do a isef in shtamash beisha. This is a very interesting halacha. So what? Aber after bekennt, since over there she's already a erve, so to speak, she shouldn't. But my is usem yom gewesen, as I mentioned last week, as the what?
Except your own kids.
Ich warte. Also man bekommen, okay.
Masi Yudei love you.
Nee, warten. Nee. Masi Yudei love you meint nicht. Masi Yudei meint nicht das. That means when she goes working, she sells ice cream on the street, or she sells newspapers. Das meint das. Also ich sage nicht nur. Ich habe den Mann vorige Woche cute, einer von den Forscher auf der Rambam, sie schreiben, als ein Semer Leser zum Stammen gewesen, Berefke, hat die gewollt sagen, als sie steht, dass sie gewollt 3 Jahre alt, und that's why sie gab da recht. Es ist nicht mehr, ich gehe mal die Jungen, wie echt. Okay, a cute thing. Aber also ich steht nicht nur, aus der Stammen schon wie ich. Bei Meile, darf man gedenken, also. Man darf wissen, wo es das meint können. Suchen der Postke, anything, kemiven, alle Sachen, wo es Isha tit nicht für Labala, wenn man tun nicht, is this included, aber that means she cannot serve you, she cannot make your coffee, she cannot make you a tea. The person who pouring water make me, this is included. Pouring water heißt, ich kann Shirut, etwas Chivas, das kann mir, aber all of the things kann man nicht tun, a pi haluch. Das ist kein Aufkommen. Ja, I'm stammish bank kitana, drama. Ich genug steif für Gdoli kitana. Kitana bi yomech, 3. What?
Could you make your bed?
Noch ist gut. Ja. Aber ist man kein pure Puprotam, aber noch mal. Also wir ich tun nicht in der Front von dir, ist der Getrille, was mit Zadaluche, was sie gedacht, man weiß an ist am stammish. Aber du noch was der Posten sagen also. Aber du pure Klum, ich will reinkommen, it makes it a little bit easier. if there is a company, a boss cannot ask one of the coworkers, do me a favor, you're going out? When you come back, go into the bagel shop and get me a Danish. Get me a sandwich. Das heißt, ich stammst du wie ich. You cannot do it. Or the boss cannot do it, a secretary cannot do it, even a secretary. Was then, like sie eine Kid. There are sometimes this toranut. That means there's every day somebody else in the business goes out to the restaurant and picks up all lunches. Yeah, they have a company which is buy lunch for they buy it for the workers. They've given the order, and every day there's another one. Then it's okay because it's toranut. It's not specific for einem, and if it's for all of them. Other, if there is somebody with that's her job. If she is the job and she always goes, and she goes not only for the guy Tariba for all andere Sachen, then must is es lachte. So if the what? Yeah, but she does it for a lot of people. She does it just for you?
Just for the boss.
Oh, just for the boss. Das kann man nicht. Weil das heißt, dass du bestammst kein Special von dir. Thomas, sie tut es for other people, oder für andere Sachen, damals ist es eine Sache, was man kann. And even then, so in der Postkan, she does it, because it's Toranut, and then hat sie ja recht. Aber again, dieselbe Sache wie ich nicht, der tun ist, ruplegen erst in der Front von der Mann, soll sie es auch geben, das Sandwich, dass ich in der Front von ihm. Das ist ein Postkan, das sind nicht Sachen, was... What? She can do it because that's yeah, it's in the work. Anything which is art of this is.
Hired to do everything. Hired to be a CEO.
Ja, das kennst du, das ist ihr Job. Aber du hast für das Problem, als es specific für dir, das heißt,
If I hire a secretary to do a bunch of stuff, errands, she does a bunch of errands. She takes this, she brings this, she could. I give her a list.
Wo sie darf zitieren.
Yeah.
And she does it the council on the basis, das ist ihr Job. Ich sage, sie kann es dir machen, aber sie kann es nicht in front von dir.
What happens if you go to like a business meeting and you're sitting in a meeting and the lady goes around and she brings coffee for everyone and she puts it. That's the job. She comes with a tray.
Du hast aber gesucht. Anything which is for everyone, it's fine. Du hast aber gesucht. Anything which is anyone, is okay. Was the kids, the kids that were is noch mal, aber haben eine Kinder. Kids that were is, if she stammt bei ich in der Bescheid ist, sweet relation. Das ist ein Machaber. Bei meiner, der Minute was it is für jedem einen, ist nicht du kann specific extra. That's the job. It's for jedem einen.
There are jobs like executive secretaries. Usually they do two executives, but they'll pick up your dry cleaning before you go on a business trip. They'll use your coffee. They'll do everything for you. And that's their job. I mean, they're working for themselves. They got paid a nice salary.
The what?
I mean, executive secretary does everything.
Yeah, executive secretary. That's a normal position. They know that you they bring in.
Pick up the andere hin. Es ist beiker Sachen, was Isha, das Shichanur steht, das Sachen, was der Isha eine äußere Bala, wenn nicht gut. Das heißt ungereiten Essen.
Oh, so getting your dry cleaning or like.
The grand king made the protein, the wife could do it. So you're allowed to do. There's actually no problem. Well, this is food. This is really, this is serving food. This is like serving food. The what? Oh, it's wegen dem suchen the Pascal. Ob die Amate wo die makes this yatin, then you should not give it in front of her. You should put it right next to her. Also if she steht next to her, the gives the guy. Same as the gives the guy. Also if gives the guy steht, she could serve you food, but you cannot put it right in front of her. The same thing, it should be a ba'oif when we make.
I guess I don't have to fire anyone.
No, you don't have to find anyone. Everything can... Weiß wie einer gesagt, the Shechanurach is a Shechanur, which are ending their solutions. You know how that lady said, wer weiß, was noch der Raburim haben hat Teirem, sie suchen nicht. Nochmal, alle Dinge, the solutions. Aber the kids that wurden ist, als sie tun nicht werden, kann personal Sache, was sie macht in Juni Kirov.
What about when you're a guest, and the lady serves you or whatever?
She serves everyone. Again, she serves everyone. Ja, aber auch, du steigst, dass es so eine Schrupp liegen in front von ihm. Das liegen in der Saat. Also ich denke, den Tag in der Luschum zu tun ist. If the what? That means, noch, das heißt also, sie geht für jedem. you know, the kids room is get for jedem kannst die auch bekommen. So nicht wahr. Interessant that when Shechanurich streit, the poskim zugam the Shechanurich as in Shnegaye if you told it to her or she does it for herself. Interessant, das soll bringen Sachen ein bisschen vergessen zu sagen, aber das ist stark befähigt, das ist kein Chilig if you asked her or she does it for herself. You know?
The only problem if the woman does it for a man.
The what?
The only problem if the woman does it for a man.
The man should do it for the women.
No, I'm saying you're serving the Shabbos and you said it's better not to put it in front.
Yeah.
You have to. You put it on the side in front of the plate.
You put, what do you mean put a plate? But you put a plate, you could put a plate in front of him, you could put a plate on the side.
Let's say
he's serving. Let's say there's a few women on the table and he's one serving. How do you put it in front of the woman on the table?
Let's ask the first, the other question. The woman is serving, can you put it in the teller?
If it's a few people, you could.
Oh, it's a few people, you shouldn't be right in front of her. So,
Well, the question would the other way around be the same thing.
same for why not? Even worse.
Because he says, Esther Sharpish, doesn't say Esther Sharpish.
Was verstanden wie ich?
Esther Sharpish, doesn't say Esther Sharpish.
Ger. Okay.
Probably only if the issue is, it's more like
Why?
issue does for another issue.
Then, go nicht. In Zemmer, do mal like a koire. Ger. Okay, we'll have to check it in the Weist, ich kann nicht getracht. Aber ich wusste, in Kief Zadig Hai.
It's again both ways.
Kann gut.
Both ways. But here doesn't say both ways.
Es ist dasselbe in Kind, es ist dasselbe Kanz, es geht mit aller Luches.
Yeah, it's like
Aber noch.
the husband could do it for the wife, no?
No.
No.
Not the whole done, it's not the same look.
Wenn, a pure Sachen, most von den Sachen hat, okay. Man look into, weißt du, such a thing. Aber noch, es ist eine Kleinigkeit. Rieke ein bisschen Teller, befahrt, wenn es heißt, you want a high sip, and she should move away, weil she shouldn't get spilled, so riekst den Teller ein bisschen in the mitten, in the Geist. Es ist nicht gefährlich, also, once you give it for everyone, you put it on the side, es ist nicht so ungefragt, nicht so modern, die Sachen, you know.
Well, it practically easier to put it down on the side than trying to lean around there and putting it down.
100%. Pasha practically is the stuck as well. When you serve and there's two people sitting over here, you put it on the side. That's to solve the issue.
Is there a problem, sometimes if you're trying to serve someone and they take the plate off you, is that a problem?
Nein. You mean giving to your
You
hand?
make your hand to get turned.
So this is the next one gewollt
You
kippen.
have that
Der Luche Shechenorig is, in der sehr wichtige Luche, weil Menschen abusen this too much. Steigt nicht Shechenorig, Amarat ne Gemus, Gemur beizem, Amarat Zamuas miyad liyad, Amanas is tackleable. If you give over something in the hand for a woman, for a lady, because you want to look at her, steht dort what? Lo yinake medinische Gehenne. That means, Chumar. So, Chassidische Yidden took it to a stretch, which is nicht nur nicht Chassidische Yidden, Ur Chashilchen sucht das so, als ihre Shemaim, sie begann nicht übergehen für a Wahl. Also, sie sucht Ur Chashilchen, also ich da luch. But la Masse, the Poiskim suchen klar, als just übergeben, der Schoenim suchen schon, übergeben für a Frau in the hand heran, ob nicht nass das Tackle, dann ist nicht kein Isser. Ist nicht kein Isser. Der Maril geben Bechlal, auf Kavanusoi, haben wir jetzt ein Problem, auf zu kicken. Aber Thomas ist nicht, wir mehr geben von einer bis zur zweiten Hand. Der Bessios versucht das so, bringt über Raschbe, Beshar Nushim, Sha'ayin liebe Gas behem, bedwurem Eilika na Schutes Kli, ich jöse beim Einmal mit dem Herglaweire. Ich mich ein liebe Gas behem. Bessios vielleicht ziehen, liebe Gas ist ein bisschen ein Problem, aber Akapurem steht klar, als seine Schluckern ist überzugeben, from hand to hand, für eine Frau. Zoek die Urchashilchen, waaf sie erst mit Kiele, Machile, de Heusche Bjude, de Jude, we komen kwa Jure, so dwar Hashem, Yarchi, Mika Eili. Jure, dwar Hashem, should be Marchik. Aber mit davon wissen, der Luche ist, also nicht kann ich sagen. Chassidische Jiden sind gewähnt, mag mit der Sachen, aber you have to understand why I'm saying it, because there are some people, which basically goes for tzedukah, befragt in the Monsi area, and you have it constantly, in guide for tzedukah, and a lady comes and gives you $1, so you don't want to take it. So what does the lady have to do? Has to bend down, put it on the floor, and he should be able to take it. Ich doy mir Sachen, so Sachen which has to be normal too. Verstehst? So,
They say you're not supposed to make a bracha on giving tzedakah.
yeah. The what? So I begin noch. There was always Chazidische Yidden, that didn't take over from a lady's hand. Fine, it's a chimra. Aber mit Zad Aluche ist es nicht du kann Isser. Weißt du, ich will das nicht machen klar. Es ist nicht du kann Isser. If Kavanuse, über zu geben, sie können kicken, der Finger, der Nail, whatever, eine Sache, eine Manake, dirische Gehenne. So darf man gedenken. Geben der Hand, shaking the hands, ist Gummer. A filler zurich Panuse. And you might lose your job. Zurich Panuse afbekennen so. Isser, according to some poskem, is es bechlal, die herig wal javer. Ob die Gäste der Hand, wie man sagt, es kann nur der Gibbe, ist die herig javer, so einfach. Es ist nicht der Gibbe, ist noch als a problem. Der Moshe schreibt nach Chiva, I want to bring it out because some people have said that the Moshe is Michael. Der Maße sucht der Moshe als bedvar lehoishid yad leisha kederech hanoisten im Shulam bi hipoksham, when you meet, you give your hands, vadi push it shusser. If you gesafti berachaim chaylegal ose bekivit gimel, dann yesh luchish gam der Gibbe vanu. Mamash azoi. So, you will klar machen Menschen suchen in the name of the Moshe halt them make, the Moshe shoot them make. And the person suchen, if you have something which is, you have gloves, steht schon in der Scheune, aber man tun nicht. In der Shara Tshiva für Rabbi Yoine schreibt er so: Ish, kol sha'al besru lo yisakrivi. Kol kirev buser oser. Kigon, hanegia badai aishes ish. I befrat, I perish legalas erve, ki akreive mil gai erve. Why is it in Losikriv Galas Erve shaking hands? Because this is a kraive which brings you to Gala Erve. V'chi toime belvavchu, zog der Shari Yoine man Yoine, ein von der Shoine, friedige Shoine. V'chi toime belvavchu, I von ihm zu bekusiv, Geider, betoira Geider. Where do we see in the Torah? In Torah there is Isirim, but there's no such thing as making a Geider on a Isirim. The Torah doesn't have Gedorim. Chazal made Gedorim on the rice, you shouldn't get to the rices. But wie hat man gesehen, als eine Sache, so a Geider, als you shouldn't, Losikrivi, because maybe, sucht auf dem, Nushivlach, sucht der Rabbi Yoine, hinne bei Mitzvahs Anozer, wo sie bei den Anozer, asher ukene rezeruse Panyishta, wie ich kach mechoykik, asra sa teure, bekala shi yasma geben an Jain, tun wir nicht. Bechol se le Geider gucken, wir mischt a Jain. Also, man tun nicht erst Anozer, tun nicht erst, Charzani, was sagt, alles, weil es gibt, können wir trinken, sie waren. Seht man, dass der Teure geassert, Sachen wir seine Geider, meile, wenn der Teure ist Losikrivi, ist any Kreive, which brings the Erwe, is Osser. Velachai, sucht der Rabbi Yoine, shaking hands mit einer Frau, is a Usser, is a Reiser. In Seifer, Chassidim, sucht schon klar, lo yitka yehidi Jude bekaf anachri, a Jew should not shake hands with a Goite, v'chain anachri is, bekaf ish yehidi. Same vice versa. Lo yehidi is bekaf anachri, lo anachri bekaf yehidis. That means not a Jewish man to a Goite, not a Goy to a Jewish woman. Afa pishe yad mit tefes bewegen. Zug der Rabbi Chasaf Chassidim. Auch eine von der Schoene Bidach wusset. Afa pishe mit tefes bewegen. Even though she has the gloves. Seyogli Gemara. So we see in the Rishonim already, shaking hands, even in Zurich Panusa, haben alle Poskem geasset, in sis User.
That's only in the Schiba?
Oh, suchen sie, aber viele wissen nicht, kein Chiba. Wenn es der Chiba ist der Reis in sis Kreivel Reus oder Drama Mrs. Malkin. Auf dem ist viele a Geider auf nicht Zitzig Chiba. Ist viele wissen nicht, wie der Chiba. Der Efsche Lubel der Chiba. Das ist der Lusche von der Rishonim.
So, can you tell me who are the Mata people? No, for real, there's plenty of people out there that do it. I mean, you're going to tell me they're all wrong.
Yeah. You think there's no place in Gehenna for a lot of people?
One time a person said, when you become president, you can walk down the aisle and you can shake everyone's hands, and it's very beautiful, and you should sit there.
Who said it?
Ralph was once talking, we're making a joke about it. Like,
Okay.
What if it's an idea not shaking hands? For example, to get someone's attention.
Bekavuna?
Knock them on the shoulder.
The what? Nachman?
Knock them on the shoulder to get their attention.
Nachman. This is the cry of the Reus.
No, but here I'm saying it's bedafka not chibah. It's the opposite of chibah.
Who you want to give it attention?
Yeah, give me attention.
That's my came a patch for a good. Okay, here.
Not the size of the bat.
Another wichtige Loch was Gedaya to bring to the attention. companies which have a lot of women and a lot of men which work in insurance companies, and so sometimes they make a group trip. This is eine von den Sachen, was eine größte Perze Köre gegangen auf Frau. It's so when people go with their wives, it's a halbe Zures, because sof ist the Meshemeres for Sachen. But sometimes the workers go. They go for one day, or there was dort hypes von a trips together, you know. The kids that were from the couple from Platz and to know how it goes. And even the poskim shram, even when a person has a company, has a lunchroom, should make sure that the lunch hour for the women, the lunch hour for the men should be separate. I don't know how practical it is, but the kids that were is, as man da verstehen as what?
What often is not these places that they have their own one place. And then the usually have 2 men there, and they have their own...
okay, that's good. I'm just saying, you see, the business changed. Even the Chassidische oil changed. I remember I gave once this shiur in Heich Menachem also. I got etliche ingeladen, was am Rund zu sagen, weißt, ich arbeite in a company, which basically, the company makes one day, you know, weißt, ich get the arbiters, they give a day out, they go on a tiul, or they make a big event for Zai. How do I go about it? It's his taka. Says he doesn't bring his wife, and automatisch, but that from Savzan is the Mushel. Weissach is a big insurance company in Chassidische insurance company, has a lot of workers. He makes also, but he takes or families, or he takes them to KMR. Once I met them KMR, then families is nice. Or they make a separate for they have a lot of girls. They take a separate trip for a lot of girls. Seven a lot of things. How is it, people want to have business, and Bechral, in the Chassidische Welt, is very popular, as I mentioned in one of the shiurim, I think last week, or even by Yichud shiurim, very popular to advertise, looking for a girl, working with computers, office only girls, office because parents are concerned with the Sache. So Mamaila, dort hype sich the Probleme, when it's hyped uns werden, hyped zu werden zusammen, in mingling together, dort ist die Sache, was man darf watchen. So when it comes to such a things, the company makes a trip, darf man nur eine Beräusche, zieh mir kein guy, me guide how to go about it. The same will also be, you have to take out clients. Yeah? If a man takes out a goite, or a lady for a lunch, it's not normal. You take out all should be Susanna Puman, just if you have 2 or 3 women, 2 or 3 men, go on for Isaac. But a one-on-one, in a lot of business, you have to go one-on-one. Should be a lady should deal with the ladies, the man should deal with the man. Well, sof, again, this is the Rebbe Gedoyle Legime. The biggest kirve is when it comes to food. Nochmal, again, die alle Sachen sind nicht engraved in stone, was ich suche. Ich will es klug machen. Es sind Sachen, which you have to deal, see the business, how it works. But at least you should have the Kucham einen Beräusche. Have in mind, die alle Sachen sind in Juna, wo es mit darf, und das ist nicht keine Frömmigkeit, das sind Sachen, die sind basically haluchedige Sachen, Sachen, was basically could bring to a lot of problems. A wichtige Sache. A boss makes a private Shefa Bruchas, or makes a Humaladis. Yeah? If he calls all the people in the office, nicht kein problem. Calls all the women he makes an event, Shefa Bruchas, calls all the workers, eine Sache. But when he makes a small event, nicht kranch Chassen, makes a Shefa Bruchas, a small Shefa Bruchas, makes a Humaladis, and he calls one worker over the other, schreibt Ravoser, gut scharfe Werte. Das ist die Sache. Das ist wieder. Wo siehst du die eine Arbeiter? Das war's Kirf. Das eine von Kirf. Das war's da Preference. In diese Sachen sind eure Sachen, in diese Sachen darf man rumhalten.
Is it different if he's only calling with his supervisor?
The what?
If he's only calling supervisor, not all of it, just a supervisor.
One supervisor.
No, not one. I think he's got say...
This is normal, but I called all supervisors. But it doesn't bring specific one over the other one. Once you bring one over the other one, the pshat is the vast. We have this. Giving a matona for a Frau. Steigt in the Maril, we all know it, because the Maril sucht that when it comes to Mishloach Monas, the man gives for the man, and the women does not give for the women, and a man should not give for the women. Favus, So der eigentlich so der Lusch Amaril, ist gebracht in der Remo, ist gebracht in der Post, kommen ich spirem, der Lusch von Amaril ist eigentlich Schiles Schulam Gudel Mese. Das ist noch Schilam Schulam Mese. So auch this auch das Sache, was you gotta realize. Sometimes you buy a small thing, weißt du. There's a danger Sache. Gaat je niet zo lucht, maar ik ga het wat, it's a danger Sache. You know, you went out and bought a bar of chocolate, give it for the work. Die Sachen sind, gaat je niet, am will geben a matura, but a worker gets married, that's something else. Weil the pshat is, the guest is the guest for the family. Zit gasten gaat, the guest hat drusche geschenk. The guest for jede worker was von gasten bei dir, you give a drusche geschenk, that's okay. But if it's nicht such a, in such a, wie man sagt, in such a Ziur, it's nicht a Ziur, no, you know, you bought something for her, you went to Florida, it's going for an Arbeit oder a Sach. This is echt Shula. Ob die Gäste für jede meinen, ist nicht Shula für die Frau, es ist Shula for everybody. It was weggefuhren, the boss went away, and he brought for everyone something, you know, a keychain from Florida, whatever. You know, if Yontif you give something, ja, auch, give everyone Yontif. Aber der Halbste zu geben für einen, die meine Sachen, ist also wie, wenn du riefst ein Arbeiter zu die Event, ist der Beschaft es ist ein Indien von Kirib Lovus, und das ist eine Sache, was...
It would be better to give it out, by putting in the break room, let everyone go and take one, then each one and get it individually.
I should everybody do himself. Ich will noch rausbringen in Ordnung, die Kids, the Post kann man reden. Sie reden nicht, also der Eitzes, sie suchen nur die Klur die gesagt, you know. What? Was heißt? So.
Or giving different stuff.
No, geben mal der Sachen ist gut nicht. Das kommt die Gäste für ihr, Gäste für die Family. Matzes Gäste für die Family. What? Aber es ist nicht die Geist. It's nothing. Well, you go. It's random. It's a random Sache. You give him a Tony. You go guys water. It's good nicht. This is either as we other do. Either yeah. Okay. Das ist eins, die oder push it, give it the guys water, metalt aus Neshik für Frauen, ja. Das ist doch gegeben, das sagt er mal tun. Das ist again, man darf wissen wie der Hamor steht an, wie soll sagen ist. Dafür. Man darf wissen wie der Hamor steht an. Das Sache mein gut nicht. Das mir eine Kirche, das mir ein Ding, you know, you give Matze, aber wenn die bist in a working relation and the guest amatuna, it means something. Again, we are not made from gummy, rubber. You have emotions. What? If you feel something, yeah, exactly. You know, the Rebbe once said for a bocher, the Rebbe gesagt, muss gar nicht von mir zu. So, sie do ein von der Cheers habe ich gesehen. And one bocher said for Rebbe, as the Rebbe weiß, ich muss gar nicht mit zu. Ich greife mit zu, steht doch in das. Also Rebbe, steht doch, tust du nicht gehen. Steht doch, tust du nicht gehen. You know? So stetig tun wir nicht gehen. Exactly. You know, everybody has to judge himself where he is in the Sachen. You know, bei ihm ist es eine Sache, was, yeah. Es ist so wie bei Mitzvah-Tanz. Wenn der Polnische sucht man das, Mitzvah-Tanz, ein heiliges Mann, es steht nicht. Oder Shabbos ist du, aber gewisse Chsider macht man, also wie bei Mitzvah-Tanz, Shabbos Sheve Bruches, in Tschernobyl macht man Shabbos Sheve Bruches, und damals hat man gelost, der Buchram should be there. Also wie Mitzvah-Tanz tun man nicht los, schicken raus der Buchram, und damals haben sie gesagt, Shabbos, ein heilige Shabbos, ist es. Und Tomer der Buchram redet, es ist ein heilige Shabbos, aber es steht, tu er nicht, again. Und das habe ich vorgebracht, der Mann. One of the points can write. Ich habe es gewinnt von einer Chinnach sucht er so. Ich suche dir die Klule von der Sache. But, ja, ich denke, warum ich vorgebracht, Chinnach, ich suche die Chinnach, as a person himself, wenn fühlt, etwas, als darf, soll mois was angedauern. Und auf dem sucht man nicht, dass, you know, ich mach Schloss, das teure. Also die Chinnach, wenn sie gehen in der Sikri, wie sucht auf den Juni, und da kann mois was an. Everybody feels, if it's true. Aber nochmal, ich will aber gerne Halluchadik. So bei Meile, Halluchadik hast du kein Problem zu geben, auf Zuham, Halluchadik hast du kein Problem zu geben, kann Sachen. Hast du es auf dem? Das ist auch der Issue, was man da wissen. Some business are, you know, not in town. So automatically, you have to give them transportation. Transportation. How will the secretaries come? He said, Boss, Baruch Hashem, as the Rebbe gesucht, ich denke, as of today, ich denke, wenn der Rebbe gerät wegen ladies driving, hat der Rebbe gesucht, Kalkulus Heini, Zitkunus Heini. Der Rebbe hat gerät wegen Yichit. Einen du gedenkt? Jankel hat gedenkt. Ja, ich denke, der Rebbe hat gerät der ganze, du ist als du ein Problem für Yichit, whatever, es ist gewiss mal zu, wenn du schon nach Hause gehen Nacht. Der Rebbe so Kalkulus Heini, Hitkunus Heini. The Kalkulas, women are driving, Zitkunus Heini, as dem was der Rebbe gerät haben, so women taxi drivers. So ich sage das auch, du bei uns ist auch Kalkulus Heini, Hitkunus Heini. As people drive, the ladies drive, so they have no issue. They go to the business, they have an issue. But in andere Kreisen, they have a big issue. My brother has a company which is about 20 minutes a month, and he needs to have secretaries. So he has to provide transportation. Is bei mir sagen der Posten, es gibt solche Sachen, is a couple of things sagen sie. Eine Sache sagen sie, als basically, if you have enough, you have two shifts. Also wir machen Frauen one shift, one andere shift. I don't think, im Bosses, ich habe eine ganze Schiene, was gesetzt für die Schleichen, ich habe Mechitzes, I don't see any reason as in a bus should be, you should need a mechitza, except if it's a bus, if you travel to Detroit, it's 10 hours, then must come and but there's no reason, okay, if there is Monsi Trades has mechitzas, to Wohl of Bruch, again, ich mache mir schon mit Shim Frimmigkeiten, because everybody has his Sionis, but ich muss mit Zadaruche da, but my lady, ich muss da extra, again, Tomer aber, since du amol, you have one secretary, is zogen der Poskem, Sikidai is an Jean, ein Mensch will bringen die Frau, every time, traveling. Das ist auch rotaten. Es soll nicht, wie man sagt, ich bringe das auch nur, es ist nicht practical, zu viel, because usually you have a neighbor which lives, but again, ich will da rausbringen deine Kinder, and you should apply it as much as it's possible. Kemiven, als der Chroim sind sehr stark, der Silber mit bunch of Mr. Karel, alles sind busy. As even when you have to take a lady in your car, she should not sit in the front seat. Which I have to say because this push it. Sie move my island, aber ich kann mich bringen. When the driver brings back the women from after the work, come here, du darfst mich schon in verhicht. Du darfst sagen, if it's tinted windows, darf machen Schuhe, ist nicht zwei Frauen, hast du nicht mehr drei. Nochmal, alle Klule mit einer Luche in Jichit, geht ran in der Gede, müssen darf man gedenken, ja, das ist, darf machen wir seine in verhicht. The final Sache ist also, interessante Sache, interesting, es ist, steht ein Krein in der Igrisse. Krein ist Igrisse von der Stipler. So somebody asked from the Mechazanish, what is if a lady streckt aus der Hand to give, shaking hands? If, what do you know? And if she's not going to give back, it's going to be you're going to, what? Oh, okay. This is what? COVID. You put your COVID. Okay. Oh, there, yeah.
COVID, we don't shake.
Oh, you don't shake hands. Okay. Ich habe mal gehört von einem Mann, gesucht, dass he was in business, and the lady shakes her hands and says, no, I'm not doing it. The last time I shook hands with a lady, I ended up with 7 children. So she got the joke, and sie ging weiter. Akapunam, aber Akapunam, bringt dich alle in die Igris, einige fragt, hast du nicht, in Mailand, sagt, wie verschämt, ist was? Du musst doch durchschallen, wenn du das rein, wo die Sura. Was ist ausgestreckt der Hand, wegen dem, mögen wir über seine Versieren, machen wir die Werte. Es ist nicht nur Sache, wie in darke Schulung soll man mögen. Du nicht, finished. Stama, ich denke nicht, ich habe es einmal verzeiht, but there's a story, which a young man in Haichem Rachem told me he had it. You know who he is. Each Pasternak told me the story with him. You remember each Pasternak? He told me a story, a moidige story. He was working in parquet. He was selling parquet flooring, a big company, and came in a sales representative, a lady, for a big complex of over 200 apartments, which they're building, a Goyish complex. And she went around all kind of companies getting bids, and she came also to his company, and he was the salesperson. And she came in, and she took out the hands, and I don't shake hands, And she got very insulted. But since she's here, she got the quotes, and he tells me, I felt I lost the job. I lost the job. I lost this contract because but again, lost the contract. I'm sorry. I can't shake hands with them. Lost the contract. She went away very upset. Aber she's listened, and for 3-4 weeks he didn't hear from her. And he said, okay, I lost it. I'm gewaart. I gave her a boy to show him something from Oitcho. He said 4 weeks later, she calls up, he got the contract. And he says, you know why you got the contract? Because when I went away, I was very upset what you did. But then I start thinking, this is a person which tight of Zanakroinus. He's a person which is basically a honest person to his God. He's going to be honest with me. And he got the job. This he told me. He told me the story. I always give the what?
They respect you.
Yeah, but he said she got first upset. But it's Chiba getracht, after all, is een eerlijke mens, en zijn eerlijk met mij ook met mijn arbeid. In mijn meile, he got the job. Ik denk dat officieel de maas, is, en we gaan wel zoeken als, amor, me streit over die kroines, you get, wie ze er hebben gezoekt van J.J. Hecht, die goeien janken. Ja, en daar hebben we de Ghanike gelegd. Jimmy Carter wanted he should send all the lecht. On their first night Ghanike, he should send all 8. And he said, no, only one. And Jimmy Carter was pressuring him. Yeah, do it. And he gave in. All this. And the Rebbe fragt, and who is the Goin Yankov? Says, you have to stein for Goin Yankov, and usually you don't lose on it. Okay, final Sache, was umkommen ist so. That's basically a look for the women. And the Balabatim Dafan is enforced. Ladies girls which come working, should come properly dressed. Properly dressed means nicht gegen Shichenurich. That means nicht, which is up the knees, the hand. Push the peinalucha, which has to have the socks. And not overly fancy. As the Poskim zugen, she shouldn't take, she should put makeup, perfume, but alles beäufen, was ist normal. And the Banyoin sucht Hera Luschen. Steigt Shichanurig, Luchen Shichanurig again. Shichanurig Simach of Aleph, Sifa Aleph, first Simon. Uster the Leich of Summashalei. You cannot smell perfume from on a lady. It's a Isa. Now, you're going to ask me, you're going on the street, you smell? No, that's something else. You're going on the street, you're smelling Pesach, a hot bagel. It's a User. Aber, if you go and stolz grob schmecken, okay, as the go overgehen for Isra, and handing it for Chumetz by Pesach. That's what I say. If you go on the street, is one thing. But, we darf ausleihen, the Nushum Tzidkunias, as you're coming to the work, kannst dich nicht perfumen, as the whole offices should smell, because die machschen und nuss. Also ich stehe nicht, Uster wird tun nicht. In der Banyoine sucht, kiek der Lusche von der Raschbe. Nochmal, in der Raschbe, redt du für Schoinem. Wo soll man hinsuchen? In so einem Tag, also so, Schminis. Der Raschbe sucht, Shemisha Sim la Vaira, perfume is made for a Vaira, la Hartel Eres shal Yaitzerar. Ranz geben Eres shal Yaitzerar. Steigt in Charaidem, bringt darauf a Smag von der Gedäuler der Schoinem, die Iker Esse, weil Lois Esse schmecken von Perfume an a Lady. Der Bechlal Halav, Lois Sinaf. It says Lois Sinaf, and Lois Sinaf is abbreviation of Lois Sehen Me'af. You shouldn't have Hanor from smelling. Shad Smak. Adus Isa, Esse, weil Lois Esse. Lois Tehene is Perish Chazal, as it is a Chazal, Lois Tinaf, Lois Tehene La'af, dahin achoitam. In Mamayla sucht als jede Sache, was du a Loisas ist, du mit das Essen, ist man over von Isser Essen, Loisas ist durch im Tier. So, Al Caponum is a Sache, which the boss hat a recht zu tun for a worker, she should work properly, not immodest, and not overly fancy, was sie ist machschel andere Menschen. Und es ist ein Chäuf auf der, Rabose schreibt, ist ein Schiva, es ist ein Chäuf auf der Balabus, in der Bus hat recht, he can make, cider in Krula, and he doesn't do it, sagt wird nicht werden. Er bringt auf die Gemurre, die famous Gemurre, which ich habe schon damals auch einmal, die Gemurre was steht in Gemurre, wo die Sura, als sie gewann Agzair an Ishtoi Ibito shel Bchrinim and Tradian, because sie ist gegangen auf den Gas, und sie geht wie Menschen sagen, look how she walks, hat sie ungefähr mehr Wochen, schöner, bei Meile sieht man, dass wenn einer ist Machschel, ein Mensch, der Eibisch hat ihn gestruft, wat die gehabt die kippe soll sein. Man soll in der Mama was schmoige gewesen man geharget. So bringen wir dem der Scheune mal rup dus, als man meile ist a Khoif, ja wo bringt von der Scheune, was a Khoif, als ist a Khoif, a Mensch hat recht. Er kann suchen für seine Kinder, er kann suchen für seine Frau, er kann suchen für workers, wo sie kann ist geht ran in wird nernisch auf seine Sachen. So meile it's a normal thing that a worker should say, don't overdo it and don't underdo it.
This would make sense in an office.
In an office, a geredige office.
A warehouse, so that's what they run.
Whereas they don't come perfumed. Usually it's in offices as it is. She comes, like she's going to a chasana. Final alucha shechanurach, usur lahalach achoyre isha. Ochta, luram chaber. You cannot walk in back of a lady. And that's even your wife. You have some fremme Yidden do not go together on the street with their wives. You should be in the head. But you cannot walk in back of it. In the this week's of Torah, Parshas Nosoi, the Gemara says, V'yaylich manoich acher ishto, we all said it this Shabbos, manoich went acher ishto, so Gemara malama, dass went amoritz. Ich gewiss, man geht nicht darauf, auf acher ishto, no was in a filler, your wife, your mother, your sister, all those things you cannot go. What happens if you're on the street and you have a lady in front of you? Walk faster and machen l'tzedudem. You could go, so to speak, same side, but you cannot walk in back of it. And noch, there's no cholkem. There's no cholkem in it.
What about on steps? Is there a reason why you just wait a little bit?
Yeah, the same problem. Steps are noch even worse, because not in the feast is achergus. There's a much, the steht in Rasha, as why Bismillah drink on steps, because it's an Indian from Gilead Erva. So,
that's why the men always skip the lady from the grocery store.
Yeah.
How far is the crowd? Like 30 feet down the hall?
The what? The kids at Wurim is as you should be able to see her walk. Dus an kid. You shouldn't be able to betracht her walk, how she walks and how, the feet and the gedoim, they mean the zach. Going back of a lion, don't go back of a lady. En nog eenmaal, de zaken zijn schenorig, dat is een gabber, dat is niet de persoonlijke.
Between two ladies.
Ja, deze andere lucha, between two ladies. Ja, dat is extra lucha. Ja, maar deze staat nur om dem, nur schon om dem. Bij Eitzem met dat lucha, if they walk, it's not that big problem. Maar that's the separate lucha. De aloha, nog een fijne lucha, was ik wil zieken en nemen mijn eindigen, is, als me toen is, gebak heb ik schon de maand vorige woche, usel is takla bigde te woinem shal isha. Even on the clothing of a isha, if you have a sister-in-law, you have a niece, whatever, she doesn't wear it. It's hanging in the closet. You cannot look at it. Afele kisha einem ulav, and it's like very klur lucha shichanurach in Simish Ksiuchov Halav. So again, whatever we spoke the last 2 weeks is basically Sachen, was ist Halucha, oder was der Poistkim reden, nicht keine Sachen, was ein extra Frömmigkeit. Now, again, jede Sache ist gut für einen Bereich, how to apply it, how to work it out, as es soll nicht zicken, mit sich an den Jungen von Kirvadas. Sometimes it will come to a time that it does, also es macht nicht aus. Okay, then, ob es nicht kann klären, Halucha, walking back from the Isha, I don't see the way that you can be Michael. Because of course, I'm a Chaba. Kann sich spielen, kann man Chaba. But whenever it's the poiskim, ledige poiskim, was a zugungs, can zikim zikir vadas, like as I mentioned, the rezu of the man on names, is them was kemadan zan, in Sachen, was, in auch der Luschen, the rules mehr, in fina, chimre. You could play around, but once it's a machaber, Sachen was a machaber, kann man sich schon einzugeben, smell and perfume is a machaber, and someone can hatter of the Sachen zu spielen. Then the kids in the Uruf and the Shir is only basically, again, to bring the awareness als de Welt nicht hefke, in de Teure hat uns gegeiden Sachen, and Poshet auch practical, das ist die größte Brüche, I always say, das ist die größte Brüche, was die Chazal aber weggestellt, gave us barriers. Ich habe schon in der Mann auch durch, the barriers and the best Sache, was Chazal aber weggegeben, und wie kann man das sehen, was kommt zu Beurer? Beurer, wo es so nicht kein Barrier, if you do one way, is ja der Reise, one way is mit der Gummer, it's so easy to come to Issa der Reise. As the Hamasl Chazal gave us barriers, in seinem Schicken mit Issa der Reise. In befragten den Jungen, was nafsche Schigul in Chashkeboy, is a hoge geweine Beroische, in der Hefe der Scheile, soll fragen a Lucha, soll fragen a Ruf, how to go about it, in Hanteburg Hashem du, Poiskam, Bixaf, was man zusammengenehmen von Gdoli Apostel, was man kann sehen, how to do this. Es ist aber kapunem, der Ikene Kiddush von der Unionen is to have the awareness as we and women are basically separate gender and keep it like that. Keep it like that. In der Reibe Schelfen haben wir Wildteam, wir will sein Ugid, mit der Reibe stehen uns alle Upiten, in unsere Faber, in unsere Kinder, in die Kindskinder. Ja.